I guess Vince Russo and CM Punk I should say, on the same wavelength when it comes to believing or not believing that Vince is not still running things. I mean, we know about what CM Punk said in an interview at San Diego Comic-Con about it, and now Vince Russo has thrown his hat into the fire as well. You know, and it's kind of weird. It's been like a week of notable people speaking out about the whole Vince McMahon situation and giving their opinion on whether or not Vince is still running things or Vince will be back. I mean, the video I did on Dave Meltzer saying something in the Sports Illustrated interview that he did, which I do thank you guys for basically shooting that straight to the top in just the past almost 72 hours. You know, it's almost at 1,000, which is a surprise to me. You know, Dave Meltzer said in that interview that, you know, he does feel that if things clear up, you know, McMahon could try to find a way to get back into power. Now, that's just an opinion, which a lot of people will take with a grain of salt. Some will believe, some won't believe, stuff like that. And then you have CM Punk before that saying that he believes Vince is still running things. You know, that they're still, you know, filtering things to Vince and stuff like that. He's still calling the shots. Well, it seems that him and Vince Russo are, like I said, on the same wavelength because Vince Russo said in a recent review of Monday Night Raw, as well as the recent first week of the Triple H era and stuff like that, and the first Raw under Triple H officially, he said recently on an interview, I believe, on the Live Audio Wrestling podcast, which I guess was on as a co-host and as for an interview, stuff like that. He basically said, and I'm not going to read off the whole thing to you. I'll provide the transcript of it that I found on Pro Wrestling World's Facebook page recently. I'll provide the link. I'll provide the transcript below, as well as maybe even the link. But he, short and sweet, basically said that he believes that Vince is still running things creatively. That he still believes Vince is still calling the shots, and that everybody that's excited about Triple H being in charge, Triple H is running things creatively, doing this and that we've been wanting, that we shouldn't fall for it. That the dirt sheet people, like let's say a Meltzer, or an Alvarez, or a JD, or a Just Alex, or whoever, he's basically saying that, you shouldn't believe any, or even a Solomonster, that you shouldn't believe anything they say. That they are falling into a trap. And that because they are falling into a trap, they're not seeing the big picture, apparently, from Vince Russo's point of view, that Vince is still running things. And that all Triple H is doing is filtering his ideas to Vince for Vince's approval, wherever Vince is hiding out secludedly. And I know a lot of people will probably watch this, listen to it, and just like with Meltzer, in fact, you're already seeing it in some of the comments on Twitter, some of the comments on the Facebook page post by Pro Wrestling World. Basically, everybody will look at it and have their own opinion. Most people look at it like Russo, because they've read it, it's just, or maybe even listened to that portion of the interview, that Russo is just sour grapes. That, in their opinion, Triple H has done a better job at creating stories and stars way better than Vince Russo could ever dream. And that's why he's saying these things. That's why he's being negative and not believing that Triple H is now running things instead of creative and stuff like that. And look, everybody has a right to their opinion, whether we really want to agree with it or not. Everybody has a right to their opinion. That includes Vince Russo. And yeah, Vince Russo, maybe in his point of view, is speaking from experience from being there as long as he was. And because he was there for as long as he was, he basically feels that what we're seeing right now is a facade. That what we're believing in, what we're being hyped for, the change and all that, is for nothing. Because it's still the same person running things. They're just hiding out in seclusion somewhere in Connecticut or wherever. And again, he has a right to his opinion. I mean, he basically said, some of the key words he said is, I want to smarten you guys up. I want to educate you. Basically trying to tell us that, look, you need to wake up and realize, first lesson, don't believe what you're hearing out of WWE. Don't believe what these dirt sheets are telling you, because I was there, in WWE when it was WWF and stuff like that. They weren't. So I kind of have an idea of the atmosphere. That's his own point of view. Now, that's not exactly what he said, but you could just look at the transcript and kind of realize that that's what he's getting at. That is what he's alluding to. But yeah, Vince Russo, he doesn't believe it. He does not believe for 1 second that Triple H is really calling the shots, that he's really in charge of creative, and that it's still Vince, and Vince is still calling the shots. But he's just doing it in seclusion. And like I said, he has a right to his opinion. But if I'm Vince Russo, right now, I would keep that opinion to myself and just let people enjoy the moment, because you know what? It might be a reality, but he's just not accepting of it because of all the negativity that's come his way because of his time in WWE and his time outside of it. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Do you think Vince Russo has a point to be skeptical? How do you feel about what he had to say? Or do you think he's just bitter at the fact that he, that basically his creativity has been outshined by that of Triple H in just basically a week or even a span of 3 to 5 hours? Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment below, live chat during the premiere. I got to get into work, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are. And I am out.